Hey everybody, today we're going to be looking at Mighty. I do have a 4-star Mighty. I mean, he's not 5-star. However, I mean, I was able to play him throughout the whole game. I beat the game with him as a 4-star, and I plan on getting him at 5 stars eventually. If you do roll a 4-star Mighty instead of a 5-star Mighty, I mean, don't get discouraged because he is an important part of the game, especially later on. He can be very helpful. He is really squishy, though. So, I mean, don't be surprised if he gets, one-shotted sometimes, unexpectedly. I know I've had that happen a few times, especially at lower levels. Just upgrade, make sure his armor, is up to date to prevent that from happening. And then we're going to take a look at his skills real quick. So he's different than a lot of other heroes because he's just straight up water. I mean, he has a lot of, all his attacks are water, unfortunately. And his staff, since he uses staffs, he does not do much physical damage. So I do suggest using a spell, for an attack. So I use Aqua Spread all the time for his regular attack because it does more damage. And if you do encounter enemies that are resistant to water, then I just switch them out completely. So to prevent, because otherwise he's not going to be doing much. To help you out. He is very good for the volcano in any area where there's a lot of fire enemies. I mean, he does a lot of damage to fire enemies, and then he is pretty good against enemies that have no resistance, no resistance protection at all. He does, a fair amount of damage. So your main sweep will be Aqua Spread, though. And he does have this Aqua Wall right here. It gives you fire resistance plus 50%. It is really nice. I mean, it protects your whole party. And I know I was able to do Volcano on very hard mode with that extra fire resist protection. And it just helps out a lot to have that extra fire resistance in those cases. If you want to take on enemies that are stronger than you, it's a really big help. And then, what I normally do is I have Aqua Wall, Aqua Spread, and I personally use double sleep. So, I mean, you can, surprisingly, you can put, quite a few bosses to sleep when you're fighting them. I mean, not all bosses, but there are a few out there where you can put asleep. So that is really good to have, and the reason why I use double sleep instead of sleep ball is because it does more damage, and I am using Aqua Spread, throughout the whole time. So I'd like to have a bigger damage attack on him, just in case I do bump into an enemy, a tough enemy that I need to fight, that I need to beat. So that's why I have that double sleep instead of that sleep ball on him. I mean, if you prefer to use sleep ball, I mean, I'm down for that. I mean, if you want to use it, go ahead. For enemies that are not weak to water, especially, it can be, really helpful for tough enemies. And this Aqua Ruin, I never use it. However, it looks like it could be good. I mean, to lower physical resistance of a single enemy. The reason why I don't use it is because a lot of your other heroes, they have abilities that are going to be lowering the physical resistance anyways. And I think things stack. So, I mean, it could be helpful. I mean, if you want to, stack the damage on a boss, especially, you could use it. So, just whatever your play style is. Oh, and then this freeze down here. I mean, if you know, I mean, that's really good also because I switch on and off between that and double sleep because you can stun a lot of enemies, you know, once again. I mean, however, right now I have Loquito as my main stunner, so you could actually switch Mighty and Loquito out, you know, if they, you know, just take turns using them, you know, one of them regenerate their mana, and you could potentially stun lock, you know, quite a few bosses in the game. And then plus it lowers their speed too, so it gives your whole party a speed advantage even. So that is really useful. Oh yeah, I also want to point out that I should actually switch out double sleep because you know, when your heroes attack an enemy that is sleeping in this game, it automatically wakes them up. So I mean, they might lose a turn, but you know, now that I'm thinking about it, I think stun is actually better than putting something to sleep, because if you do hit them, it wakes them up if they are sleeping, and whereas stun, you know, they'll lose a turn. So if you want to, so I'm actually going to replace that right now. And then for his skill tree, I'm saving up AP for him right now. You know, I have 15 AP points, and I did, you know, since I'm not getting that Aqua Ruler tome, you know, anytime soon. It looks like I already have his level maxed out. I haven't got any chant scripts, and I already know by leveling up Loquito that if I max out his, you know, his skill tree in 4-star, I mean, I'll have more than enough points to max out his 5-star tree. I mean, the reason why I started filling out some of this tree is because I already beat the game, and I haven't gotten any of these tomes yet, so I'll have more than enough AP to get a good chunk of his 5-star tree when I do get down there. Oh yeah, and another thing to point out is that you do have to have this skill up in this 4-star tree. For a lot of heroes, you do have to have this skill anyway to be able to max out whatever skill is in this 5-star tree down here. So that's why I got that skill instead of going straight for the 5-star tree. So overall, I mean, he's a pretty, you know, decent hero. I mean, really squishy as a 4-star. I mean, I don't know what his 5-star is like. I mean, I'm sure that his defenses and things like that are a bit higher because of the stat increase, but as a 4-star, he is pretty squishy. I really like him, though. I mean, his quest line is really cool. I mean, I'm not going to do any spoilers, but his quest is really funny. And it was just, you know, funny. It was great to learn more about him. I mean, I'm not going to do any spoilers, but it's a great storyline. You got to check it out. Oh, yeah. I mean, if you have any questions, just leave a comment below and I will answer your question. I will talk to y'all soon.